Good morning. It's May 14th, 2021. I'm here on the shore of Lake Superior, Minnesota, my home state. And today I'm going to hike from the lowest point of Minnesota, which is the shore of Lake Superior here. I just dipped my toe in to the highest point, which is going to be a little over 22, 24, somewhere in there. Ever since I heard that the highest and lowest point were only 15 miles apart as the crow flies, I'm like, well, it's just logical to hike from the lowest to the highest. I'm at the mouth of the Cascade River. Just a beautiful place, beautiful lake. In Minnesota, we call this the North Shore, and if you ever come to Minnesota, you try and make it up here because it's really just totally different than the rest of the state. So anyway, off I go, and we'll see how this goes, lowest to highest. Good late morning. I'm on the trip walking from the lowest point in Minnesota to the highest point. It's about 10:20. I left this morning at 6:20, and I just went past the 11-mile mark. The first 3.5, 4 miles was all trail up the east side of Cascade River, which was nice. And then it's pretty much been logging trail or road walk in this middle section, and then at the end there's 7 miles of real trail and some steepness. The beginning is pretty steep coming up from the lake. For the first 2-3 miles is really the steepest area along the North Shore of Lake Superior, Minnesota. So making good progress. Everything's feeling pretty good, and that's about that. So that's where I came from, and that's where I'm going. It's road walk, but I've probably been on road for 8 miles now. I don't know, 7 miles. I've only seen 3 Forest Service trucks, and that's it. So very quiet, all woods, and just nice stroll so far. So there's the update. More to come. So I'm on Bailey Road, heading toward the trailhead, which is what most people hiked to climb up to Eagle Mountain. And so I'm hoofing up to trailhead. But I wanted to talk about the timing of this hike. We're on the North Shore of Lake Superior in Minnesota. And really the time to do the Superior Hiking Trail, I actually was on part of it today. Runs the whole North Shore here. And it's an awesome trail, 300 some miles. So very worthy, challenging trail from Canada to Duluth. Now it goes a little past Duluth. But the timing, I wanted to do this in the spring or in the fall because I like it when it's cool out, and I'm not a big fan of flies and mosquitoes and that kind of stuff. So it's been pretty dry for the last week or two here in May, and so I knew the trails would be dry enough to do it now in the spring. Otherwise I would come in the fall. And for this hike, because there's quite a bit of road, I wouldn't do it in September because these roads are very busy with people looking at fall colors, which are awesome, but I don't like road walking in traffic. There wouldn't be a lot of traffic, but more than 3 vehicles in the last 4 hours or 3 hours. But so I would actually come after the leaves, which would be in October if I was gonna do this hike in the fall. Same with Superior Hiking Trail. It would be nice to hike it during the fall colors, but it is a little busier. But there again, you're on a very remote trail, so September would be an awesome time to do the Superior Hiking Trail. I think early September you might still have some mosquitoes, but October would be less leaves, less bugs. So, and then you could do it in November, but then you're getting into deer hunting season here in Minnesota, so you'd have to be aware of that. Wear some orange and know about that anyway. So that's the timing on this hike. This morning it was like probably 44, 45 degrees when I left, and it's not supposed to get warmer than mid 50s. It's been really nice. It's overcast, cool, not sweating much. So real awesome time of year to do this. Very quiet up here. Not a lot of leaves yet, as you can see. So you can really see quite a bit, and you can see in the woods quite a ways. So far, I've only seen 2 wood ducks, a few butterflies, and no moose, but I saw moose track. No wolves, but I saw wolf poo, scat. And so, yeah, if you can't see the animal, at least you can see something that lets you know that they're around, which is neat. So anyway, onward and upward. Lake Spears at 600 feet above sea level, and the top of Eagle Mountain is like 2001. So not really a mountain as far as the Rocky Mountain standards, but for Minnesota, we call that baby a mountain. Well, I made it to the Eagle Mountain trailhead. There is a restroom here and an area to park. Super nice. Nice picnic table to sit at, have some lunch. Thought I'd talk for just a second about food for a day like this, a hard day hike. It was 15 miles to get to here, a little over 5 hours. I've got 7 miles to go, 3.5 up, 3.5 back. And those are gonna be a little bit harder miles, but basically from lowest to highest, I've got a good part of it lick. I'm 2/3 of the way. So I had 2 bottles of Powerade stashed that I picked up along the way. I stashed them last night, and then I drank 2. And so the deal there is you get the sodium and some carbs with those. You don't want to be doing diet stuff on a trip like this. You get to eat some stuff you don't normally get to eat. Stuff's not on the program, but on a day hike, a hard day hike like this, or on a through hike, you eat stuff like this. I had a Snickers this morning, I had a Cliff Bar this morning, I had jerky this morning, trail mix along the way. I think I've stopped about 3 different times to munch, and just keep some carbs on board and some salt on board. And what's really awesome is I get to have these. I love these, but they're normally not on the program. But there's a lot of stuff in here you don't need, but there's some stuff in here you do need. Carbs and salt, and they're just so good. That's a really nice splurge. It's worth going on a hike just for that. So the nuts and the Snickers and the trail mix is good, and the raisins. There probably could be some more complex carbs here, but it is just a day hike, and I'm gonna have plenty on board. I've got more Snickers and Cliff Bars in there if I need them, but I probably won't. So that's really what it's all about for a day hike. Really the liquid, keeping that on board, and salt and carbs is really what it's all about. So got a little ways to go here, but so far so good. Working my way up to the highest point in Minnesota. Haven't really had a big view all day, but I believe coming up on one. I'm almost to the top. There's probably a good view up there too. But there we go. I haven't seen any of this type of view yet. Oh, really nice. May 14th. Sometime in the afternoon. I haven't looked. Nice breeze, probably mid 50s. Look at that. And I think I only have a little ways to go. Woo! I made it. I'm on the top of Eagle Mountain, Minnesota, the highest point in Minnesota, which is actually about 100 yards behind me up in the woods with no view. So I'm sitting where there's a view. Long day, started at 6:20 and it's 2:30 up here. It was just shy of 19 miles to get up here and I got 3.5 to go down. So I still got a little ways to go, but I made it. It's really nice up here. It's cool out. Check it out. Really nice view. Super day. Good hiking weather. I set this goal probably 8 years ago when I just happened to learn that the lowest point in Minnesota was the shore of Lake Superior, and I knew that Eagle Mountain was the highest point and that they aren't that far apart. And I thought, well, it just makes sense to hike from the lowest to the highest. At least my crazy thinking. I did some searching. I haven't heard that it's a thing. There's no trail. There's a trail called Eagle Mountain Trail at the end here from the trailhead, but from the shore, you got, kind of make your way up the Cascade. There's a trail, and then you hit some roads, and then you work your way up to the trailhead coming up here. So, I mean, it's not like I was bushwhacking or anything, but there's no like set thing, lowest to highest. I made it up. But anyway, got her done. Long into planning for 8 years. I just didn't think I was ready. I thought about it 2 years ago, but I didn't think I'd be able to do it. Because when it's all said and done, it looks like I'll be clocking in at around 22.5 miles for the day. So that's pretty healthy. But well worth it. Nice to make the goal. And now I'm going to head down, and Shelly and my wife Cheryl are gonna meet me at the trailhead and pick me up, so I don't have to walk all the way back down to Lake Superior. So, show you that view one more time. Way down at the bottom there's a little island of pines. It's really cool. Just a neat little spot. Nice.